And I had to look in the mirror. I did not like what I saw. Ako yung kaklase mo na ayaw mong ka-groupmate. So medyo freeloader, tamad, hindi nag-aaral. To the point that it got so bad, first year high school, bumagsak akong computer class pare. The quality of your life will be determined by the quality of your questions. Better questions, better life. Bad questions, bad life.
In this episode, we will welcome the KaNegosyo man himself, Don Soriano. He's the founder of a community of entrepreneurs, a content creator, and an organizer of creative mastermind events. He believes that entrepreneurs shouldn't feel alone and that you are just one connection away from a bigger life. We will be asking him tough questions, soul to soul. Know more about it today in Bold Souls.
Hey guys, welcome to the Bold Souls podcast. Our mission is to interview people who live interesting, inspiring lives and show you a side that you do not often see. Our hope is to bring more of them into the show so that they can share more of their truth. But we'd like to ask you guys for one quick favor. Can you hit subscribe and also share this podcast or this channel to your friends who you think will get so much value from this? Thank you, and let's get this started.
First of all, thank you so much, Don, for joining me on our second episode for Bold Souls. And this is a nice moment for me because I am going to be with a person that is not a stranger to me. And I'm also a fan of what you do. So Don, you're basically known in the space as a coach, to a lot of negosyantes. Mm-hmm. And you're also a founder of the KaNegosyo Community. And but other than this, you've been around the social media feeds for at least 3 years, at least on my understanding. Right. Really helping people have better understanding about business, sharing some real talk, and your personality. And your personality is a very likable personality. That's just the Don Soriano way. And you happen to be a great friend as well of mine. Don, why are you fully presenting this version of you that is coaching, sharing your word, but a personality that is very relatable and I think made you a likable personality in social media?
Ganda ng tanong Ba't nga ba? Siguro it started with me doing all of these things and coming from a space wherein I had to look in the mirror, and I did not like what I saw. So, ano kasi itong Don Soriano ito na yung version 100, 200 na siguro. I had to build this kind of person The person I like, the person I want to be, the person who builds the things I want to live in the world. So, it's really the best version of myself already as of now. As of now.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow it's gonna be better.
Okay, so how do you define the Don Soriano version now? If you can give me siguro a few words.
Don Soriano version now is not focused on earning money alone, but really treats money as a fuel to fuel the vehicle to get to the destination.
What's your destination?
The destination is really first world Philippines in our lifetime.
Let's go.
So, yun ever since grade 3 grade 4 ako, na-imbibe na sa akin yung pagiging for the country, You want to do things and leave things better than they were when you started,
Right.
That's the vision, And I guess all of these things, the realization this year is that all of the business, all of the vehicles, all of the relationships is just really leading towards this direction. Changing the world, man.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, and I think being with you for a while now, we always only share positive reinforcements.
Yeah.
Other than, friend talks and stuff that can go anywhere. But it's really basically also about, I can see that you are such a fan of personal development.
I am.
And you devour books, you devour a lot of seminars and trainings. I think you're a seminarist at heart.
Sure.
And would you say that this trainings in personal development really built you to this person? Or do you think this also was just an innate thing? You're just basically Don Soriano this kind of level for just a long time already?
I love the question. Actually, dito nagkakamali karamihan ng tao. Kasi when you look at very successful people, I feel like 99% of them had to build that version of themselves. It wasn't there to begin with. It was something that they crafted because they knew they had to be that person so they can achieve their mission in life. And I guess it's the same thing for me. And all of these books, personal development, workshops, trainings, I go to them simply because I know that there's a point B that I'm aiming for and I'm destined to achieve in this life. But the character, the driver isn't ready yet.
Yeah, wow.
So my analogy here is all the time is vehicle. So sasakyan, ang vehicle, which is our business, our community, our whatever the strategy is, the events, these are all vehicles. So the vehicles can change and the vehicle doesn't matter. What matters is, number one, is there fuel? Because fuel is money. The money is really just fuel to fuel the vehicle towards what? The destination, which is the mission. And all of these things are great. May destination ka na, may vehicle ka na, may fuel ka, may pera ka, meron kang negosyo, meron kang mission. Pero anong kulang? Sino magmamaneho? So the driver always is the priority for me. Because if the driver is ready, doesn't matter what the vehicle is. Could be a truck, could be a car, could be a bike. If you can drive all of those things, you can reach the destination.
I like that.
So personal development really plays a big role in that. Preparing the driver, which is me, towards that destination that I want.
Right. So you prepared the driver multiple times. And that's why I think other than the destination is important, the driver himself should be ready so that you are able to achieve what you really wanted to achieve in life. But what is it really that you wanted to achieve personally? No. So you said earlier that you want to achieve a first world Philippines
in our lifetime.
Yeah. But personally, what does Don really want for himself?
Well, if you're the man behind First World Philippines in our lifetime and really rally it and push it, everything else will follow, bro. Diba? You cannot reach that dream and not be wealthy at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
And if I were to answer, and I feel like the answer is really me positioning myself to be one of the top 50 billionaires in the Philippines in our lifetime.
Wow.
In the next 10 years, maybe. If you ask me how, layo. Layo pa. Pero may chance eh. So ang goal is to be top 50. Not for the money, but for the influence it will bring. Because I'm a nobody. I'm a scholar. I'm a scholar from school. Nakaklase ko mga mayayaman. Tapos ako ang baon ko lang 20 pesos. Wala kami pera before eh. So, for a man who is in that point A, to now be able to achieve this, what is the level of impact that man will create? So, if that person creates a workshop about Business 101, let's just say, God damn, everybody will go.
Yeah.
Lahat ng batang gusto magnegosyo, magnenegosyo.
Yeah. So, basically, you mean that having a big vision can only mean you will be transformed in the process as well.
Walang choice.
Diba? This seems, Don, no, that you are yourself a very certain man about what you can achieve. You're very...
I try to be.
Right?
I try to be.
And you are also confident in a lot of ways. It's very clear that you are oozing with a belief that you can do things. And I know that because as a friend, I also will always witness that in you.
Yeah.
I think right now, this is a really great opportunity to really know the journey of Don before you arrive to this state. So what I do know of you is you're a natural Manileño. So basically, you grew up here.
Yeah.
And I know how you wish also to be a provinciano.
I wish to be a
and have more stories of provinciano life.
Right?
Here you are.
Which you have.
Which I have, which makes me a richer person in, I'm kidding.
In
In
culture.
experiences, in culture, I'm kidding.
For sure.
But Don, before anything else, there were a lot of moments that really changed you, transitioned you, sparked the next versions of you. And I asked you this before this interview.
Yeah.
What are those moments? You can start with one that really somehow
Had an impact.
made an impact on you.
Okay. Actually, ang dami.
Mm.
Too much eh. Too much to say. But maybe I have 4. I'll
Okay.
just talk about one.
All right.
So, when I was in high school, ako yung kaklase mo na ayaw mong ka-groupmate.
Mm.
Kasi alam mong freeloader lang ako. You know the type.
Yeah.
Yung tipo, tara, project tayo. Kasi ko gagawa lahat.
Mm.
Uy, galing. 98 tayo. Wala akong ginawa. So, medyo freeloader tamad, hindi nag-aaral. To the point that it got so bad, first year high school, bumagsak akong computer class, pare.
Mm.
Computer class?
So simple.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
you know, in second year high school, when I came in, I overcame that, went into second year high school. There was this teacher, no, like, pangalan niya si Miss Benito during that time. Ay, si Mrs. Untala na siya.
Mm.
I don't know what she said, what she did, but I'll never forget how she made me feel. Which goes back to the quote that people say, no, that people will always forget what you did or what you said, but they will never forget how they made you
Yeah.
feel. And this woman, this teacher, made me feel that anything was possible. Na, kaya mo yan. Yun. Walang exact words na ganun.
Mm.
Pero matalino ka dun. Kaya mo yan. From what, 75 na math, 76, kasi pasang awa lang. That quarter, 98 math.
Wow.
So I realized that time, uy, matalino pala ako.
Mm.
So that was the first time I realized that, uy, hindi pala bobo ang isang Don Soriano.
Right.
Siguro, alam mo yung ano, yung meme na, if you teach a fish how to climb a tree, it will think that it is stupid its whole life.
Yeah.
Not realizing that it was meant for the ocean eh.
Exactly.
So when I was in school, I felt that way. And I'm sure you felt this way as well, right?
Yeah.
We felt the both. Di ba? Ito yung ano, common ground natin siguro.
Yeah.
Kasi we were outcasts. We were made to feel that we were nothing. Wala tayong kwentang tao.
Mm.
Only to realize we were playing a different game.
Exactly.
And now we're playing the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man.
So yun yung, dun na pa-realize lang sa akin na kaya ko pala, matalino pala ako. Tapos yun, fast forward, okay, so naging good yung grades, nag-college. Sa college, Dota boy lang naman ako. Lalaro-laro. Tapos, nung board exam na, pare, ito na. Ito yung story. Meron isang professor. Nagre-review na for board exam eh. Pangarap kong, ang tawag ko dito, I wanted to MMMP. I wanted to make my mama proud.
Hey.
Kasi yung brother and sister ko, very A player sila. Like, first honor, ganyan. Lagi nag-award. Ako pare, wag lang bumagsak. Okay na. Ganun lang yung mindset sa akin eh. So sabi ko, I wanted to change. I wanted to do something for my mom and my dad. So sabi ko sa prof ko, Prof, magta-top notcher ako ng CBA board exam.
Wow.
Sabi niya sa akin, tinignan niya ako ulo hanggang paa.
Mm.
Ay, ikaw? Okay, try mo. What? As in, parang, mura. Grabe ka. Basta maraming mura yon.
Mm.
I won't get into that. Pero as in talagang, grabe tong taon to, walang ya. Maniwala ka sa estudyante mo.
Yeah.
Pero that was the time I was like, okay, kala mo hindi ko kaya.
Yeah. So that challenged you.
Man. If that did not happen, I would not
Be here.
be here. I would not achieve.
Yeah.
So what happened was I disappeared for 5 months, man.
Yeah.
From December to May. My friends, kasi manginginom ako ng college eh.
Mm.
Yung friends ko pa, saan ka na doon? Wait lang, busy ako. Studying. Start ako ng aral ko ng 8 a.m. to 12 p.m.
No way.
Starbucks.
So you were really hardcore.
I was freaking hardcore.
Yeah.
I dove in, studied.
Knowing that you are knowing you as a person, you're always interested with many things, but this time that was the only goal.
That was the only goal.
Okay.
Actually, I have lots of moments in my life that I just...
Pero
once I
laser
go,
focused.
once I go, I master and I never forget.
Okay.
So, inaral ko, minaster ko. Nung lumabas yung exam, top 7 CP board exam.
Let's go. Congrats.
May 2011.
Nice.
So, when that happened,
I mean, matagal na pala to, 2011.
very far away.
Oo.
For 14 years.
Tanda na pa.
13 years ago.
I'm kidding.
Okay, tiger.
I
Hindi
know,
pala.
right?
Mas matanda ka sa akin.
Yeah, a year. That's
Okay,
true,
okay.
that's
Going
true.
back. So, ito na nga. Ayun. So, parang nung time na yun, grabe. World is my oyster.
Yeah.
And then, age 24, nakakatawa. Kasi tapang mo, yabang mo, arrogance. Na-bankrupt ako, 500K. Baba lang naman, 500,000. Pero noong time na yun, was a lot of money.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? Parang, paano ako mabubuhay at age 24? Ganito kalaki utang ko. So somehow, that was actually the time I realized that, yes, matalino ka, nag-CPA board exam ka, pero education does not stop there. Dito ako naging obsessed. Ito pala yung moment. Kaya ako naging obsessed sa personal development. This is age 24. It was 10 years ago, man. 11 years ago, sorry.
Kaya mo yan, speak.
Nagda-divulge tayo ng age
Ng edad natin, hindi natin ito ginagawa dapat eh. Tapos,
Tapos, yun yung moment na sabi ko, shucks, I stopped learning. Then all I have to do to make my life right is just to go back to studying. So 11 years ago, I started studying every day as if my life depended on it. Until today.
who are the best reads of your life?
What do you mean?
Like the authors, best people who you really follow when it comes to
Harv Eker, pare.
Harv Eker.
The Harv Eker is
For?
the best. I love, of course, the Kiyosaki books, pare. So hard.
Dinibar mo din.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's not even about books for me per se.
Okay.
Everything is a learning opportunity. That's why when I do masterminds, and then this recent mastermind when I did, a lot of the students were like, oh my gosh, so solid. I was the person who learned the most, man. I was able to speak to 3 billionaires, got insight. They called me out on my bullshit.
Right.
As in, Don, grabe. As in, Don, sorry I'm not taking your bullshit. Here's what's going on. I go, fuck.
Yeah.
Oo nga, no. Tinulot ako ng mga bilyonaryo, pare. So, blessed kasi may mga players na ganyang kalalaki dun sa space.
And that's what I like about you, no? Kasi you are such a receiver.
I am.
Of feedback.
Yeah.
So you basically have a managed ego or an open ego or an ego that doesn't really get affected
I don't.
by feedback or by suggestions. Why do you think you made it this way? Because as far as I know, before you were also, as you said to me in our conversations, you were transactional sometimes in your relationships with people.
Yeah.
And now it seems as if that you are just a person anyone you can talk to, with, especially with your close friends now.
Yeah.
Feedback.
Yeah.
How did you get to this point?
Trial by fire.
Okay.
So I had to burn before I learned. And that has been my theme for my whole life.
Right.
Trial by fire.
So going for it, and then when you're
Losing friends, losing people I love because of my character, admittedly. So something needed to give, man. And I guess that was the humbling experience. Kupal ka nga eh. Yusin mo. Kaya ngayon I'm so sensitive around delicadeza. I'm so sensitive around keeping my word. Because business is based on one simple word, that's relationships. And relationships is based on one other word, which is trust. There can be no trust if there's no relationship. There can be no business if there's no trust.
Yeah.
So, the point is, trust lang talaga ang puhunan ko ngayon. Like, people love me because they know they can depend on me.
Would you say that when you are able to cultivate talaga the power of trust, you can make a living?
Dude, what am I doing every day?
Yeah.
Every day, man.
Yeah. Kasi people, they thought that you have to have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Or capital. You have to have a lot of network or connections. Or you have to have a lot of smartness. But here I understand, which I really think would be an important lesson for everybody who wants to start to build something big, that they need to know how to cultivate the power of trust. Because at the end of the day, when people get to trust you, they can trust more with you.
Yeah.
And now, that basically becomes the foundation of anything great.
Yeah,
Trust.
in every freaking single thing I do.
Yeah.
Can I give an example?
Go ahead.
Event. So, Baguio, di ba? Nagpa-raffle. Tapos ang unang usapan, guys, ang raffle 7:30. Tapos, alam mo naman sa events argada. Pwede na pala magpa-raffle ng 6. O tara, simulan na natin. Raffle kami ng 6:30. Tapos nagpa-raffle kami, meron isang guy, lumabas yung name niya. Tapos paglabas ng name niya, parang, wala dito, wag na ibigay. Tapos I was like, Guys, pause. Anong oras natin sinabi? 7:30. Nag-start tayo ng oras? 6. So now it's 6:30. This guy's not here. It's not his fault. We told him 7:30.
Yeah.
So you have no choice but to give this because it's our integrity.
There you go.
Tapos
Yeah.
lahat sila, okay. Lagay yung
Follow
pangalan.
suit. Yeah. And then the good thing about that is that people even get to respect you more,
Mm.
making you even more a good platform for trust.
Honestly, it's not. I think that the trust is just a byproduct of not being an asshole.
Yeah, by having values.
By having values,
Yeah.
honestly. The trust is a byproduct eh. Hindi ko naman talagang, sige, pagkatiwalaan niyo ko. Hindi. Pero ngayon, I can say words like, Ralph, you know me. And when I say this, this is it.
Yeah.
And when I say that, people, 99% of people believe.
Yeah.
Because I have built that integrity throughout the years that Don Soriano will never break his word.
I like that. And do you think that became your key to success?
One of the.
Mm.
Madami naman eh.
Right.
One of
You had an episode that you shared to me in about your past, no, where you felt that you were betrayed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is basically the opposite of trust.
Mhm.
This happened to you years ago, where you felt that your team, so you were in the insurance industry, if it's okay to
Mhm.
say,
Of course.
and something really bad happened.
Something bad
No?
happened.
And what was the biggest lesson that you learned? If you can tell us something about what happened and what did you learn from that you think, because I know that really affected you mentally.
Yeah, it's so hard to answer this question without dragging the names of those who are,
Right.
diba? May nangyari kasi talaga masama.
Mm.
So without
Having to drop their names.
having to drop their names and questioning their integrity with themselves, because it's not about them eh.
Yeah.
When shit happens to me, the reason why I'm able to respond so well is because it's never about them. It's not about other people. It's about me. I always go back to responsibility.
100% accountability.
1,000%.
Fuck.
Why this has happened?
Yeah.
What's my ownership here as a leader?
Mm.
What's showing up today as a tip of the iceberg that is a reflection of something bigger?
Yeah.
Ganyan agad yung automatic na tanong ko eh.
Okay.
So, in this case, laki na walang pera. So, wala na. Tapos ng ego eh. Pero nung nangyari yun, it was such a catalyst moment for me. It really... Actually, if that did not happen, I will not be this level of leader now because my level of leadership is crazy right now. You know this.
Yeah.
Grabe, people are willing to go into battle for me today because that life experience really was the catalyst of shit, kung di ka magbago, hindi mo makuha yung dreams mo. Kung di ka magbago, reflection na to, people fucking hated you enough to betray you, to create illegal shit against you, just to bring you down.
It was that big.
It was that big. What kind of asshole do you need to be
Yeah.
to deserve something like that?
Yeah. But you hated it, right? Like you really were hurt about it.
I was, but again, going back not to the pain, but really to the lessons eh. Yung asshole na guy na yon is not the man who I want to be. So this is not about drama or what. It's about, or blame. I don't even care. In fact, I fucking love them for doing this. They don't know that, but when they hear this
It was
podcast,
a gift in some
sabihin nila, love ko sila. Pero totoo, love ko sila. Bakit? Kasi kung hindi nila ginawa yun, hindi ako social media content creator ngayon. Kung hindi nila ginawa yun, wala akong mga negosyong malalaking paputok ngayon. Kung hindi nila ginawa yun, wala akong KaNegosyo Community na grabe yung culture. Grabe yung diehard ng community ko ngayon.
Yeah. Would you like to thank them now?
Oh yeah, thank you. If you're listening
Thank you to my
Thank you to my
bashers.
bashers and my haters for building this version of myself eh.
And then you know what? I want to normalize this kind of behavior.
Should be.
Kasi ako, even me, there were many parts of our lives that we were somehow betrayed, hurt. But the good thing about what we did is we turned it into gold. Eventually, because we need to rise higher, we had to forgive what happened.
Yeah.
But we always get back to that moment that happened, and now I got better because of what happened. Maybe thus, the growth of one's person is on how much they allow what worse could happen become their springboard for the greatest victories.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that.
Lahat ng I have a quote in life eh. My biggest pains are my biggest blessings.
Yeah.
So once there's pain, I'm excited. Sadista yun. Pero, ano wala Gusto mo yung nacha-challenge ka minsan.
Yeah.
Minsan kasi nakaka-bore na.
Right.
Uy, may bago. Ano kaya hinahanda ni Lord para sa akin?
Yeah. I like that.
Every step of the way meron.
One of the things I know about you, Don, is that you're, of course, clearly confident and that you're a great connector. So basically, how we became friends was because randomly, and I've said this multiple times with friends, mamaya kulang nila, akala nila, wag jowa tayo, that we were in a seminar just last year, September, and you out of the blue, I was just standing as an ADHD person, watching the presentation. You went by near and you introduced yourself. And eventually, later on, in a few minutes, you said, I think we're going to be really great friends. No?
Yeah.
And your big events, you have mastermind experiences. The idea here is you wanted to hold space where people get out of their shell and start connecting.
Yeah.
Why do you think knowing how to connect, how to network is really that important?
Ganda nun. Nice observation, man. It's really I think it's my gift now to the world. Creating safe space for where business owners can play and just be themselves. Because ito hindi alam ng mga tao Akala nila yung mga negosyante happy. Akala nila yung mga negosyante walang problema. Totoo? You know this. Well, every time, I was in a restaurant yesterday. And the owner went to me. Sabi niya, are you Don Soriano? Yeah. Chika. Sabi niya, actually, I'm creating I just went from our mastermind. Sabi niya, Don, I wanna attend that. So, ano mo meron dyan? Sabi ko, one question. Pagka may problema ka, bro, sinong tinatawagan mo? Sabi niya sa akin, wala. Exactly. Gusto mo may matawagan ka. That's KaNegosyo Community.
Wow. That's a pitch right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, nagbayad on the spot for the event on November. So, I don't know anymore what's happening actually with this community. Pero I guess the only thing that's real is that I'm so connected with my people. My problems are their problems I am the market So, nung ni-run ko, nakarelate sila. And they saw that connecting with people on a human level was the missing piece for them. Kasi lahat to nagsiseminar, lahat to nagte-training. Pero yung may makausap ka ng tao-katawa ko, hindi ko alam negosyo mo, wala akong pake. Pero usap tayo bilang tao. Ganoon naman tayo
Yeah.
Wala naman akong pake sa negosyo mo, wala akong pake sa negosyo ko Pero we share ideas.
Yeah.
And if I need help, I call you.
Yeah.
That's why we're close friends. Ang tanong, sino yung swerte tayo? Sila. Sino kausap nila? So yun yung core.
And I think that's the message that this kind of your new frontier now, or this current commitments that you're making, networking people or giving space to make people connect, is because, first of all, entrepreneurship is never just a lone journey. It is a journey of collaboration, support, connecting,
Yes.
and journeying together.
Yes.
And Don, what do you think was your biggest accomplishment so far advocating for networking, connecting with people?
Okay, there's this guy whose business model was not working during the lake house party. That was 4 months ago. He went back nito lang. He was so pumped up. Sabi ko, what's up? Don, nag-4x yung sales namin. Sabi ko, ano nangyari? Wala, in-apply ko lang yung napakinggan ko. Saan? Sa mga kausap ko. So, tingnan mo si Slumber Party pala siya nag-start. Walang speaker yon dude. Walang speaker. Mastermind lang, kwentuhan lang. Tapos, ang dami niya nakuha sa mga kausap niya, in-apply niya, nag-4x yung sales niya.
Wow.
In just 4 months.
That's good. Why? What happened?
I didn't even find out.
Okay.
Kasi I didn't know I need to I didn't need to The fact of the matter is, yun na nga pare. it's as if you tap into an unlimited resource,
That's true.
which is friendship.
Yeah.
Because if you have 10 friends or who are doing business and you can call them anytime,
Right.
I would say that's an unlimited resource.
Mm.
It's a glitch in the matrix.
It is.
Because usually people will be like, sorry, it's my secret.
Yeah.
I gatekeep. But it's not, the value of the community, one of the values in our community, we don't gatekeep.
Right.
Kung
I like that.
Kung nag-gatekeep ka, asshole ka. Parang gano'n, sorry Pero yun yung, as in, kasi merong mga estudyante nag-gatekeep pa.
Mm.
Tapos parang narinig ko, bilang community leader, dude, as in, everything that happens within the community I hear,
Yeah.
it's scary. Ito, nag-party sila hanggang mga 3 a.m. nung day 2. 4 a.m. alam ko na yung nangyari lahat. Tapos meron ako nakausap ng 9 a.m. ng, Don, I had so much fun, ganyan. Sabi ko, nga, nabalitaan ko kasi ganito, ito nangyari.
Yeah.
Kinuwento ko yung nangyari. Sabi, Don, you weren't fucking there. Though this happened 3 a.m. this morning. How did you know? Well, somebody reached out to me at around 4. Kausap ko lang habang...
Nag-briefing agad kayo. What happened?
Oh, hindi ko hiningi Ganun yung community. Ang kulit.
Don, no, that's what's good about you because you are such a people person. I think owning to your talent and your skill as a person who really cares about other people and really just wants to give people a good time became a business, became a movement. And actually, I think this is one of your new legacies na making you a trailblazer. Wow, ang daming good words about you, in the industry. So I think, I don't know, for other people who are also finding their ways, because this is new. I mean, masterminds is not new, but doing this with unique experiences, by the way. So you have the lake house, you have a slumber party set up. Now you have a cabin in Baguio where you did that, the latest one, and now you're having the yacht party happening.
Can I drop another one?
Sure.
Really exciting.
What?
Skydiving and secure.
Skydiving.
Insecure. Me.
Wow.
No questions asked na.
Yeah.
Skydiving secure.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, you're just wild, no?
Wild.
You're a wild person imagining new possibilities for mastermind experiences. And basically, there's nothing new to this other than you just being naturally allowing yourself to be creative. A person right there, right, and watching us right now, is also, they know that they have talents. They know that they have natural inclinations toward people, maybe. No. What is that first step one has to do to be wildly in touch with their ideas and giving spaces for people?
Ang hirap nang sagutin, pare.
Yeah.
Kasi this is a product of years of Don Soriano.
Yeah.
Trying to change himself and improve upon himself. Pero honestly, like, kung meron akong mentee, kaya niya gawin to in 2 years kung ano may ginagawa ko ngayon.
Yeah.
Lang siya sa akin, baba lang. Kaya. Kasi na-figure out ko na eh.
Yeah.
Alam ko na yung yes or no eh.
Yeah.
Yung okay tsaka hindi eh. Pero siguro in order to reach this space of creating, of connecting, kasi actually pansin mo ba, sobrang multifaceted nung ginagawa ko.
Yeah.
May facilitation, merong networking, merong leadership, lahat eh. Pero para sa akin, at the core of all of it, I guess it's one word eh, which
What?
you know this, and I'm sure you're gonna agree.
Sure.
Authenticity, man.
Yeah.
Dude, as in, I will be myself in front of you. And if you don't like it, fuck you.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Fuck you, because I like me.
Yeah.
If you don't like me, there must be something wrong about you that you don't like that you're projecting against me.
Let's go.
Don't, diba? Wag mo i-project sa akin yung shit mo.
Yeah.
Shit mo yun eh.
Yeah. So before we
Sorry, galit.
I know. Nabi-build up na yung energy. Before I go to the last line, I have a last question for you. But before that, you're naturally Don Soriano, and that is basically vibrating. Basically, that's a vibration of authenticity, energy, being spontaneous. How do you get there? How do you really channel? How do you really channel your authentic version? Because to be honest, when someone wants to lead communities, they had to put on a mask of perfection at times.
Talaga?
Pero you, gusto ko yung talaga, pero you You're just makulit. You bring even wine or alak,
Yeah.
and you're just being yourself. Why do you think that's the key to
To what?
building communities?
Oh, building communities.
Your authenticity.
Honestly, I think people can always put on that mask and people will follow a certain persona. But I guess it's the consistency around things eh. Ako kasi, ayoko nang nagbabago kasi authentic nga ako. Gusto ko lang, kausapin mo ako na yun. Hindi na yung gagawa pa ako ng mask. Ay,
May another mask to,
don't get me wrong, may ganyan din ako before. Pero ngayon kasi pagod na ako mag-mask eh. I'm just Don Soriano. Nakalimutan ko mag-shave today. Di ba ganun?
Yeah.
Wala na akong pake. Shoot natin to. Go na. Pero, so ito, I wanna say this. There are community leaders who are not authentic.
Yeah.
Pero they're consistent. Consistent on what? Consistent on the platform.
Yeah.
Ito yung na-realize ko If you're a community builder, basically you're a politician.
That's true.
I just realized this over the weekend. I realized that I'm a politician, man.
Yes, you
Pero hindi ako nasa government. Paano ako naging politician? May plataforma ako eh. Ano yung plataforma ko? Safe haven for business owners. And these business owners will push for a first world Philippines in their lifetime because the government cannot do it for us. We have to do it for the country. Yun yung plataforma ko. And based on that rally, people resonate. So sa akin, it's not about just the authenticity of the leader or the consistency. That will play a role. But it's really about the platform. Ano yung plataforma mo?
Yeah.
Kung bakit mo to pinaglalaban sa buhay mo. Kasi dami kong pinaglalaban sa buhay eh.
Yeah.
Pero ito yung pinili kong paglalaban.
I like what you said na this is somehow like a politician life.
Yeah.
And reframing it that way makes you realize that you have to manage knowing that life that you're going to live is no longer just your own personal life. You're actually also addressing
Public service.
Affecting other people, and really thinking for their own good.
Actually, para na akong public servant talaga.
That's true.
Tapos walang kapalit.
Mm.
Walang kapalit.
So baka pwede na to mastermind sa Senado.
Wag.
You know?
No, I have really no plans on getting into government eh. Pero diba, like,
Yeah.
it's not my game, man. I just want to play with business owners because I think, especially if the business owners have good value.
Yeah.
That's why in my community, you cannot join, you have to apply.
That's true.
And if you do not pass my standards, no go.
Yeah. And I believe also, no, entrepreneurs talaga is the next superpower. So if you want to make big change, connect with more fellow entrepreneurs, leaders.
Yeah.
That's how you make change. That's what I liked about this conversation.
Yes.
Don, I learned so much about you, and I know a lot of people will keep on following you and check on what you're doing. I have one last question for you. You know? And that is, if this is going to be asked to all of our interviewees or the people we interview in this podcast, what is that line that you will be putting on a billboard? We're going to put it in EDSA so everybody can see, and because there's so much traffic, they can see it for a longer time. What will that line be that you will be putting there?
Yeah. Kasi dami kong quotes, I'm a quotes guy.
Yeah.
Pero if there's one quote right now that I feel resonates with me and resonates with a lot of KaNegosyos as well, is the quote during the lake house party, which is, the quality of your life will be determined by the quality of your questions.
Amen.
Better questions, better life. Bad questions, bad life.
Wow.
So you don't need to know the answers eh. You just need to know the questions. So I'll give you an example. Uy, gusto ko kumita ng 20,000 a month. Wow, good. What's your options? Yung sagot is mag-to-work ako sa corporate. Or benta akong banana Q. Good. Congratulations. Kikita kang 20,000 per month. Versus, I want to earn 20 million a month. The question is different. Can you say that the answer will be, magbebenta akong banana Q? Siguro kung si SM ka. Di ba? Pwede.
Yeah.
Pero bilang normal na tao, bebenta kang banana Q, walang scaling to that point na aabot yun dun every month. With
So you
ease and flow.
To start asking better questions.
Yeah. The questions will determine the answers eh. So, the problem with people is that we are so afraid with, hindi ko alam yung sagot, di ko alam yung sagot. Kasi nga natrain tayo ng school na kailangan tama yung sagot mo. Pero sa totoong buhay, life is not like exams. Life is not like tests. Napaka maling sagot mo, tapos na. Hindi. Maling sagot, okay. Next. change. Mali yung sagot, feedback, next. Di ba? Ang pagninegosyo, yun lang naman eh.
It's a discovery.
It's a discovery based on the feedback and the prompts of life.
Exactly.
And we have to listen to the prompts. I guess
Yeah.
yan ang negosyante, ang galing natin makinig
Yeah.
sa bulong ng buhay. Ay, mali. Ay, yung staff ko, galit na. Ay, yung driver ko naiirita. So, okay, ano gagawin ko? Kausapin ko. Gusto mo pa ba magtrabaho para sa akin? Kung ayaw mo na, okay lang, there's the door.
Yeah.
Pero naghahanap lang ako ng mga taong hindi nakasimangot.
Yeah.
Ay, may pinagdadaanan. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's solve it. And then after this, tapos. I had this conversation with my driver earlier. So, tapos. Nakita ko yung prompt eh. Nakasimangot. Ba't ka nakasimangot? Na-solve. Do you still want to work with me? Yes. Okay. Because if not, it's okay. Here's the door. Pero kung sisimangot ka, wag sa space ko.
I like that.
I have such a high standard of life. And everybody in my space knows it. You cannot be BS in front of me. You know my standards eh. So, one point is what? My life is my life. And this is high-level life simply because I ask a very good and high-level question.
Right.